So we're back out in the spring malt and barley, just providing another update before we enter harvest here. The previous 3 videos that we've filmed out in the field have all been in different fields that we have in spring barley, and this is the final one that we've not been to yet. This is a small 4-hectare field on a farm that we rent land on next door called Wormer Law. So things in the barley here are fairly well on. We're getting very close to harvest now. I'd say we're probably at least 2 weeks ahead of where we would normally be at this time of year. So typically we would be harvesting our spring barley around the end of August, and given where the crop is at the moment, you can see some of the ears are starting to go over now, although a lot of it is still upright. I think it could be closer to the middle of the month when we harvest this, so maybe another week or 2 away yet. And that's fairly typical of where our other crops have been this year. We started harvesting our winter barley on the 16th of July. Some of that is malting that goes to Simpsons Malt as well for brewing. And we've just finished harvesting our oilseed rape in the last couple of days. And again, that's been maybe a fortnight quicker than it has been in the last couple of years. So things are generally a lot earlier this year, and that's mainly down to the weather that we've been experiencing. Short term, we've had a lot of high temperatures. We had that heat wave a couple of weeks ago. On this farm, our weather station reached a peak temperature of 34.3 degrees Celsius on the Tuesday, and I think that was just half a degree lower than the new Scottish record, which was 34.8 degrees. That was set at Floors Castle near Kelso, which is maybe just 4 miles west of where we are. So conditions that we're not accustomed to in Scotland. And over the longer term, we've also had prolonged periods of dry weather. I've spoken about it a couple of times in the previous videos that we've lacked moisture and been looking for a bit of that, and it's just sort of carried on through the growing season. We're at the 5th of August today, and so we're about 60% of the way through the calendar year now. And on this farm we've had less than 30% of our average annual rainfall so far. So we would normally get about 785 millimetres of rain in a year, and we've had about 230 so far. So it's been very dry. Undoubtedly that will have an effect on the crops. We're not seeing it too badly at the moment. The barley still looks really well. Happy with how it's looking. On some of the lighter patches of the farm you can see the crop is visibly shorter and maybe slightly thinner. So we'll have to keep an eye on things, but hopefully once the combines start to go through, we'll get decent yields and good grain quality for malting. So that's not going to be too far away. And then once we've cut the crop, we'll bale the straw. That'll be kept on the farm, used for our cattle enterprise over the winter, and put back on as muck. And the grain will go away to Simpsons, probably to their Craig's Walls storage unit. And we'll carry on the process from there, and you can see what happens to it after that.